We are about to start this live very soon. As you're joining us, as you're tuning in, just let me know where you're tuning in from, or just say hello so we can shout you out before we start the stream. All right, you guys are already tuning in. Hola, back to Mondar Karnik on YouTube. The first comment was Ian Michael Tebau. Welcome, Sergio on YouTube. A lot of YouTube is killing it right now. Thank you guys for joining us. We're about to start this live stream very soon, so get comfortable. I've got 2 paintings for you today. All right, get ready. We're about to start in less than 30 seconds. Get your city, your state, your country ready. Wherever you are, get ready to rep. Art Life Live is starting soon. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to Art Life Live. We're about to start the session. I've got 2 paintings for you of 2 very different artists, but both very creative. Let's paint. My name is David Garibaldi, and I paint live. As I paint, let's talk about Art Life Live starts now. All right, welcome to Art Life Live. Again, I am David Garibaldi. Those of you that are new here, let me know down below in the comments. Just say new. If you're back, say I'm back. If you're just getting familiar with my work, I am a performance painter. I create these large portraits and paintings in minutes to music. But on here, I'm gonna take my time. We're gonna answer questions, and I'll be sharing my process as I paint. As always, before we get started, let me know where you're tuning in from, your city, your state, your country, wherever you are. Also, I have 2 paintings for you today, 2 paintings. So if you see one done, don't go anywhere. These 2 artists, these musicians, I'll give that part away, they are very different in music genre, but I feel like they're kind of the same because they're just extremely creative in their time. So let's start shouting out your city, state, country. Let's go on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch right now. So Carolyn Charles asked, is this pre-filmed? This is not. I'm looking at you, Carolyn Charles on YouTube. This is not this is live right now. Karen, someone saying hello from Midtown Sacramento. Hello to you. Let's see, Iris Mayer on Facebook. You are in the Netherlands. Let's see, where else are you tuning in from? I'm gonna go down here to Instagram and TikTok. Let me know where you're tuning. I see Fairfield, California. Welcome. I see Abu Dhabi is on here on Instagram. That's Muchi Plier, something like that. Sounds like that. I see Sarajevo. Welcome, Montreal, Canada. Macedonia is on TikTok. Welcome. I see Carolyn Charles in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see, Colombia, Australia, Mexico, Peru. You guys are all on TikTok. Let's check in with Instagram. BC, Canada, Seattle, Washington. All right, we just ran out of time. We're gonna get into this because I have 2 paintings for you today. Just real quick, I want to share with you, if you're watching this up here, I had a few new posts on my Instagram. You see right there the post of the new Conor McGregor full portrait video. I did it here on the live. It's now up on my Instagram. You can watch it in full length. It's there also. I've got this other post. So on my Instagram, I posted about who would win this battle, Conor McGregor or Bruce Lee. You'll see those, and there's hundreds of comments now, but you can go chime in on there on my Instagram at Garibaldi Arts. But who would win that battle between Conor McGregor and Bruce Lee? I don't know. You let me know on that new post. Also, you'll see the full-length version of the Bruce Lee video. Again, I did it here on this live for you guys, and it's up now. All right, I'm ready to get into this first painting. Are you guys ready? All right, guys. All together, you know I like to do this all together. I'm going to answer your questions in just a little bit while I'm painting, but in 3, 2, 1, let's paint. Here, come on for a little ride. Get ready, guys. I'm going to turn these cameras around. There we go. Here we go, flip camera. All right, I'll let you adjust that. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome back. All right, before we get started, just gonna check in on your comments below. So Iris on Facebook said, I'm so curious what you're gonna produce. I've got 2 paintings for you. This is the first of those. Let's see, Ricardo in San Francisco, California, welcome. And Iris Mayer is ready. I'm ready as well. You see the blank canvas behind me. And also one last shout out to GQPP on YouTube. You're in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Keep those questions coming. Comment down below. Ask away. I'm gonna check in with you. Ray is back there. He's gonna scream out your questions so I can hear you. All right, let me get some brushes. Let's paint. I'm gonna add a little red to this brown today. I'm gonna make it feel rich. All right, so let's paint. So someone right away asked, is there a theme today? I don't feel like it's necessarily a theme. I just have 2 paintings of 2 extremely gifted musicians that I'm a fan of, and you'll see them all come to life. So no theme today, but I would say they are musicians, and they are 2 musicians that I'm very inspired by. All right, but keep your questions coming. Real quick, if you're watching this later on, you know, maybe you missed the live broadcast of this and you're watching the full version later, just let me know, you know, if you're back, if you've seen videos before, or if you're new, you can just comment below. Either way, thank you for everyone who's watching this live right now. So right now I'm just adding some marks on the canvas so I can refer to my proportion. You can also refer to this as maybe the underpainting. These are colors that will stand out later on. But again, these first marks help with just my placement and where I'm gonna go overall. This first painting I've actually never done before. It's my first time creating this, so we'll see how this goes. So Ray, I'm gonna check in with Ray over here, Ray, are there any questions in the comments? Are they what? Are they rappers? One, I guess you consider a R&B hip hop artist. I don't know. It's hard to categorize this person because, you know, they're that creative. The other one, you'll just have to wait and see. We'll have that one coming up soon. So I shared earlier, but I posted the full-length videos of the Conor McGregor and the Bruce Lee portraits. I also posted a photo, and I asked you, you know, who would win between these two in a fight? A lot of people, I mean, majority, I think, went with Bruce Lee. But you got to let me know what you think. All right, so someone just asked, what platform was that on? All right, so TikTok. Someone on TikTok asked, what is my favorite type of music? And I have to say, I grew up loving hip hop. So hip hop was always my first love of music. And I would say, you know, I also just love everything. You know, I love rock music. I love movie scores. I love rock and roll, I love it all. So I don't particularly have just a favorite, but I definitely lean towards more hip hop and electronic music. All right, so someone just asked what got me into painting. I have always been creative. I've always been creating my whole life. And I honestly, painting was like the last thing that I wanted to do. I remember the thought of being a painter when I was in high school. I just thought it was like the craziest idea, the craziest thing. But when I actually finally got into it, I was about 20 years old, and I you know, had lost my job, my car was repossessed. I just was going through like a very difficult time in my life, and I just knew, you know, what's the one thing that no one can take from me, and that was my creativity. And so I started painting live in jazz clubs and nightclubs at the time when I was 20, and I just kind of never looked back from there. All right, so someone just asked, do I practice these paintings? I do not. I wish I had the time to practice them. It depends. So the ones that I practice are for like large production shows. Those are, you know, just very different scenarios. This is like, I always compare this moment to being in an art gym. That's what this feels like. You know, I'm bringing you along. This is like an exercise for me. This particular style, or the way that I'm painting on these lives, doesn't feel like a performance. It feels like I'm learning. It feels like that I'm challenging myself in front of everyone. So sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. But I don't want you to be afraid to take that risk to just try something new like this. If there's a new image that you're not totally comfortable with, just try it, go for it. Ooh, so someone asked, do I like cheese? I love cheese. As a matter of fact, my favorite cheeses are like the super stinky cheeses. Like the ones that just smell horrible. Those are my favorite. Cheese and wine together, combined. That's a good, I wouldn't call it a meal, but I'll call it a good time. So I'm curious if anyone has any guesses of who they think this could be. So someone said Playboy Cardi, interesting. Someone asked, is it Logic? Although I should probably do Logic for my next one because I think he deserves a portrait. What do you guys think? This one is not Logic, just for the record, but I do feel like Logic deserves a portrait. All right, I'm gonna add some white to this. So this is the first of 2 paintings today. I feel like this person's smile is actually what makes them who they are. So when I do this smile, we'll see if you guys can pick up more on this. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so someone said Anderson Paak. Ooh, so what do I do for fun besides painting? Well, I have 2 kids. So my kids don't really give me much of a chance to do many things, but you know, one of my favorite hobbies, and I haven't been able to do it in quite a while. Let me grab a towel real quick. Someone asked, what is one of my favorite things to do when I'm not painting? I actually love stand-up paddleboarding. So the last 2-3 years, like every sunny day that I had that I was in town, wasn't spending time with my kids, I was out on the lake on a stand-up paddleboard just by myself. It was just, there's such a free feeling being on the water, being the you know, the engine behind your movement, and just getting some, you know, vitamin D. It felt amazing. All right, let's get back to this. But that is definitely one of my favorite hobbies. All right, so someone asked, how do they get a custom painting? Best place to start is to, that looks actually kind of funny right there. The best place to start is to visit garibaldiarts.com/gallery, and we have info there about commissions, paintings that are already created, and so on. Yeah, I feel like this person's smile is his signature. I feel like he has an iconic smile. If people can have, all right, so some people said Ray Charles, some people said Akon. Interesting. Again, I love your guesses because technically based on your life experience, your guess is right. And, or, you know, experience or lack of. But this person has a song on the chart. Those of you that maybe follow pop culture would know who this is. Yeah, so I am on pretty much every platform. If you just look up Garibaldi Arts on any platform, I am there. So someone just asked, who's my barber? I am my barber. I take care of my own grooming. Let's go back over here. So someone said The Weeknd, Antonio Brown, all interesting guesses. Einstein is definitely one of my more popular portraits, so it could have been me. But again, who knows if it was or not? You'll have to go through some of my videos to see if that was my style. All right, so some people said Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg. Interesting. You know, what's crazy about this is if you're a fan of this person, if you're familiar with pop culture right now, you know, this may ring more of a bell. But then, you know, some people that may not, you know, check in with pop culture may not know who it is. But it's okay. We're going to learn today who it is. All right. What did someone say? Yes, Lord. All right, so some people are guessing it. If you don't know who it is yet, I'll let you know at the end. Otherwise, so right at this point, just come along for the ride. You gotta find that pattern when you're painting. I try to find these rhythms, and that's what helps me also create these a lot faster, is I find these rhythms in the portrait, or just somewhere while I'm creating it. But I feel like that's also just part of life too, finding this rhythm to help you be more productive or to achieve your goals. All right, so someone just asked, what color do I like most? And I honestly wish I could say that there's a favorite color that I like to use, but I really don't have one, to be honest. I love all these colors. I have about 20 different colors lined up out here, and I love them all. So that's probably not what you want to hear, but I'm gonna add some other lines on here just to draw attention to parts of the face of his smile. For example, his cheek. I'm gonna go do a line below it, add some lines to draw attention towards his facial hair. So all these little bits of information, these portraits are it's just information all put together and organized the right way. It becomes a person, or it becomes a thing. So I feel like I'm just organizing information as I go. All right, so this person needs, because he has such a bright smile, I want to give him a bright background. But before we do this, a couple things. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, go to the link in my bio. You can watch this in HD. I'm going to read some of your comments down below on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Periscope. Let's see. So Carolyn Charles says the glasses made me know that it was Anderson Paak. He's got those. That's why I wore these today. These are like Anderson Paak inspired frames with the circles. So GQPP on YouTube asked, how much do you spend on paint each month? I would say this, that these gallons of paint that I have here are roughly around $1,000, but I also get a lot of paintings out of those. So not as much as you would think, but definitely it adds up over time. Let's see, I'm gonna answer one more. All right, so Corin Levy on YouTube asked, how do you pick what to draw? And to be honest, it's kind of hard sometimes because there's so many images that I want to create that it's hard to decide, which is why this image of this person is so different than the next one that I'm going to do. Because I have two paintings for you today. And again, if you're watching this later, we do these live sessions every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We try to. Oh yeah, this person has such a bright smile, personality. We gotta light it up. Gonna light this up. So added a little white to this yellow just so it would pop a little bit. I'm adding, we went from yellow to add a little blue, a little, what's we call this, lilac. All right, I'm gonna go back to this yellow. We'll bring you closer when I'm done. Show you these details. Let's add a little bit more highlight in his face so his smile pops a little bit more and his features pop a little bit more. All right, so someone just asked, who's my favorite artist? I love a lot of different artists, but Leroy Neiman is one of my favorite ones. If you get a chance, go check out his work. He was a big pop artist in the kind of mid-century to the 80s, but I just love his colors. And who else? Some of my favorite artists. Basquiat is a favorite of mine. Now let's actually do this. We're gonna let the gray on his teeth dry a little bit so I can add some more. Add a little smile line there. All right, so someone asked, what kind of brushes do I use? And honestly, these brushes are not expensive at all. I buy them, some of them off Amazon, some of them at local art stores, but if you go to the link in my bio, there's a link that says Amazon Art Supplies, and very similar brushes are in there. You can order those, same ones that I'm using. Again, the link is in my bio, and it says Amazon Art Supplies. All right, let's dip into this white again. Let's make these teeth pop. What would they ask? So they asked, where do I paint? So right now I'm in my studio. So normally I'm traveling around doing live shows around the world. But during COVID, during the pandemic, right now we're here at my studio. There we go. All right. Get rid of that. Let me use my hand a little bit. Oh, that's a great question. So someone just asked, how can you make a living being a painter? So I've been doing this, I'll give you backstory before I give you the answer to that. I've been doing this for about 17 years as a professional, which means this is my only means of income for that time. And I started out painting live and then selling those paintings at live venues. So I would paint images of musicians around music venues, and I connected my subject with my audience, and that's how I first started getting my buyers. That turned into commissions, and then eventually later, I really developed the performance painting style. If you go on YouTube, you'll see videos on there. But I developed the performance painting style that ultimately really built my career over the past 17 years. And so other ways to make money being an artist or becoming an artist, you think about the different revenue streams. So there's the obvious of doing commissions, creating work on your own and putting that up for sale, but also prints. There's also licensing images that you created for companies to put on their products as well. If there's courses or classes, I don't do those yet particularly, but those are other great ways to make money as an artist. I think, just like musicians, how musicians don't solely depend on sale of their music to live off of, artists can't do the same. You can't just solely think that you're just gonna live off of the paintings, which you can, but there's so many other streams of revenue, like prints, reproductions of any kind, putting your imagery on products, licensing them to companies, and so on. So there's a lot more to that, and I honestly do want to do a course to help artists, but there's a lot of different ways to make money as an artist. All right, let's throw some paint. Someone just asked, can I paint with my toes? I don't know if I can, but maybe I should try that. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more texture for his facial hair because he has a very distinctive facial hair pattern, believe it or not. All right, I'm gonna throw one last color. I love adding these lines on the outside. Anything you can do to make it feel like it's alive or there's movement. Sometimes you can't do that with a brush, and you just gotta put your hand on the canvas and Move it. All right, let me get one last handprint over here. Whew, all right, take one last look at this Anderson Paak portrait, and don't log off. I have another painting during this live stream, so take a closer look, and then we'll go chat for a little bit. All right, thank you all so much for watching this live stream. This portrait of Anderson Paak just came to life over the course of this live stream. We go live mostly every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And just so you don't miss any episodes, be sure to subscribe, like, or follow. And I am at Garibaldi Arts on all platforms. Also, if you're wondering how you can support these live streams, there's a link in my bio that says prints and merch. It goes to my online store, garibaldiarts.com/shop, and those prints help keep this live stream alive. We appreciate all the love. All right, take one last look at Anderson Paak. I'll bring it back over here. I already cut it. Is that another camera? Yep. All right, guys, take one last look. We're not done though. We're not done. Hang tight. All right, let's go chat for a little bit. We're not gonna log off just yet. All right. If you're watching, take one last look at Anderson Paak. All right, I'll get it. I think I have a little paint. It's all right. All right, welcome back. I think I got a little paint right there. All right, we got it. All right, thank you guys again for joining us for this live. Right now, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, what else? Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok. We're gonna change out that canvas that has Anderson Paak on it behind me, and then we're gonna put up a blank one and create another painting for you guys today. In the meantime, I'm just gonna read some of your comments, answer some of your questions, and then we'll start the next painting in about 2.5 minutes. So Goat Whisper on YouTube asked, when's the giveaway announcement? And also, are you ever going to give away one of your jackets? We're gonna do a painting giveaway in about a week or so, and the only way you can enter to win a painting, an original painting like the one behind me coming off the wall, is if you text Art Life to 58885. It enters you to win, and unfortunately it only works with US numbers. So if you have a US number, text Art Life to 58885. And then also, you know what? I don't think we're ever gonna give away these jackets. To be honest, they're very sentimental to me, and I also want the jackets to be something special that in the event it ends up in someone's hands later on, that they really care for it. So Peter Hernandez Jr. on Facebook asked, weren't you on AGT? Yes, I was on season 7, and I was a finalist on season 7. So let's see, I'm just gonna read some here. So Melissa Jones on Facebook said, who inspired you to paint? I don't think it was a particular person that inspired me to paint. I just think it was life experiences that got me to this point. You know, growing up just being an artist and drawing and creating, and then I think also being into graffiti growing up as well. I got into dance in high school, and then also animation as well. So the combination of those life experiences turned into painting at 20 years old, and now I'm 37. So I've been able to do this, you know, for quite a long time. Let's see, let me know if you have any questions down below on Instagram or TikTok. So Flowery Kitten on TikTok asked, who's the other painting going to be? You'll have to wait and see at Flowery Kitten. I've got another painting for you. It's not a hip hop artist, it's not R&B. We just did Anderson Paak. You got to stay tuned. And let's see, I'm going to answer some more questions. So I'll answer one more. So art.lease401 said, any advice for aspiring artists? the best advice I can give, just off the top of my head, for any aspiring artist is, you know, I would say this: dabble in it just a little bit. Dabble in becoming a professional. Don't like quit your job, sell everything off, and become a professional right away. That's what I did, and I, wish I did it a little differently. But sort of dabble into it where you really think about how do you match your subjects of what you're creating with people you want to attract with that, because those people are who ultimately support you and collect your work. And so just think about the subjects and how you can connect those with your audience so that, as you become a professional, you can connect with the audience. The other advice I can give any aspiring artist is to practice. As much as I, think that all artists should get supported and, be supported by the community, I think that community should support artists who are working hard. And those are the ones who are earning it. And so just work on your, hard work ethic. Work all the time. Practice, create all the time. So, all right, let's get into this second painting. I've got another one for you. Let me just check on TikTok and Instagram right here. Let's see. So, Not Trasher on Instagram said, have you ever thought about performing an art as a tribute to Juice on stage, like at Rolling Loud? Yes, that would be really, really dope. We've done a lot of different music festivals as a performer on the bill. And when live shows come back, Rolling Loud, if you're out there, if you're listening, I would love to perform and pay a tribute to, from everyone from X to Juice, just whoever else that we've lost. So, all right, guys, let's get back into this next painting. And you guys ready out there? Let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Let's paint. It's over here. All right, we're about to get into this next painting. All right, welcome back. All right, I've got one more painting for you. I'm gonna transform this blank canvas. In the meantime, let's just check in with you down below. Shout out to my mom watching this on Facebook. I don't care how cool you think you are. You're not cool if you don't have your mom checking in on your live streams, guys. It makes me feel a little bit cooler. Maybe not, I don't know, that's how I feel. All right, also Carolyn Charles said, I saw you on Netflix painting Fetty Wap. Yes, I was on a Netflix special called Dropping Cash, and I went to Fetty Wap's house to paint his portrait in his living room. So if you ever get a chance, check out Dropping Cash on Netflix. Look for the, I think it's episode, actually I don't know what episode it is, but look for the one with Fetty Wap on it. You'll see me on Netflix. That was a dream come true. I've always wanted to be on Netflix and didn't think that I would do it painting Fetty Wap. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna tap into some of these brushes over here. All right, let's get into painting number 2. Let's paint. So this particular image, this person, I've painted their portrait quite a bit. I've done it quite a bit of times. It's one of my favorites, which is why I wanted to paint it today. It's just every time I paint it, I'm always on stage, which I love, I don't mind. But sometimes when I paint a little slower like this, I just catch things in the portrait that I don't catch live on stage. But while this is coming to life, feel free to ask your questions down below. If you're watching this live right now, thank you. Also, just let me know where you're tuning in from. So someone just asked, have I ever painted myself? And I've done a couple self-portraits before. I don't think it's something that I would do for you guys. I don't think that would be entertaining, unless you would think it is, I don't know. But from time to time, I've done it in the past, just more as a study. I'm curious how fast you guys can guess who this is. So someone asked, do I sing? Definitely not. You do not want to hear me sing. It's funny, sometimes when we're in airports and we have all of our cases of gear, people ask if I'm a musician or do I sing? And I'm like, oh no, you don't. You know I'm gonna sing. Or people think that I was on American Idol instead of America's Got Talent. I'm like, yeah, I was on American Idol. You want me to sing something for you real quick? They find out quickly I can't sing, so. All right. All interesting, okay. Interesting. So we've heard guesses so far. We heard Madonna, Ariana Grande, David Bowie, all interesting guesses. Keep your guesses coming. Unless you're watching this later, after we posted it, then you already know who it is, so just enjoy the process. Come along for the ride. So normally I start these paintings with, the undertones, like usually, working on the shadows, and this one I'm actually doing the highlights first. When I haven't done a painting in a long time, it feels like an old friend. Feels like, hey, there you are again. All right, so everyone's asking for me to paint X. BTS requests, all right. Yeah, what are some other portraits that you guys want to see created live on the live stream? Interesting. So we've heard Gene Simmons, Freddie Mercury, all interesting guesses. I want you guys to dig deep in your rock and roll history. All right, so some painting requests for Michael Jackson and Regis Philbin, rest in peace. Man, so I'll tell you guys a crazy story. I grew up watching Regis and Kathy Lee, and eventually it became Regis and Kelly. And when it was Regis and Kelly, I think I had just started painting. I just started getting into my career, and I immediately had set this dream of mine to, I don't know why I was thinking this way, but I wanted to immediately perform on Regis and Kelly. And so, again, I have a lot of different dreams that I work towards, and I goals that I set. And as time went on, it wasn't until last year in 2019 that I got to perform on what was now Kelly and Ryan. And so, I never got to meet Regis, but the closest that I got to it was performing on Kelly and Ryan last year, which was still an honor. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, so someone asked, do I ever paint candles? I cannot say that I have painted candles. What was that? Oh, animals. I thought someone said that I paint candles. No, so yes, I have painted animals before. Just depends on, how I'm feeling that day. Also, we're gonna bring you in closer later so you can see the details on this, the color, how all the color breaks. Sometimes when you're watching these from a distance, the light kind of washes it out, but we'll show you later on how this all is coming together. It's always interesting, especially an image like this, which is pretty washed out. It's pretty, the high exposure, to try to still blend those colors together to give it depth. It's always a challenge, but it makes these Interesting. All right, so someone just asked, how much money do I spend on new clothes? And to be honest, I actually don't shop as much as I used to because I don't travel anymore. But not that much. I don't know. These are all just old clothes. Pull out of the closet. So some more David Bowie guesses. God bless you people. I'm glad you know your rock and roll history. So I don't know what videos you've seen in the past. I don't know what brought you here. I don't know if you've seen the recent Juice WRLD videos or if you've seen Hunter Hayes videos that we were in, but or if you saw me on tour last year with Kiss. If you're gonna learn one thing about me is I love all music. All music moves me, inspires me. And you know, whether it's rock and roll or hip hop or electronic, I really love it all. And it all moves me to paint. So if you didn't already know that, you're definitely gonna learn that. By the way, my favorite part is about to come soon where we really go in with the paint throwing. Oh, interesting. So someone said, how do I differentiate the light and dark parts of the painting? So we're talking about, you know, the light and shadow. And when I think about the portrait, I think about it as a shape. I think about how the light is shining on a shape, whether it's a sphere or a cube, and where does light and shadow fall? So this is where, you know, you could learn how to paint something quickly, but what takes time is to understand how lights hit shapes. And that helps me decide what colors I'm gonna use, whether it's, you know, a super white color for a highlight or moving to something that's more gray or skin tone. But just thinking about my subject as a shape rather than just colors on a canvas. All right, let's add to this. I'm gonna get a new brush because I've got a bit too much of one color on there that I don't want, so I'm gonna dry this one off. So someone asked, would I or have I? So someone asked, would I ever fly a fan out to a show? I don't know, you know, maybe in the future, maybe when we open the studio. I'm not opposed to anything, to be honest. Who knows? Would you guys want to come visit the studio to watch one of these sessions live? Can you let me know down below in the comments if you would want to watch an Art Life Live session, and maybe we should fly out one of our fans. I kind of like that idea. I like that. But again, you guys gotta let us know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I'll say this, I would have loved to have watched Bob Ross in his studio, just quiet and calm, painting happy trees. That would have been amazing. So, all right, let me take a quick break and read some of your comments down below. Again, if you're watching this on Instagram or TikTok, there's a link in my bio to watch this in HD. Let's keep scrolling. Let's see. Just reading some more comments. All right, so everyone's just saying yes, hell yes, I should fly a fan out to the people that want to watch these live streams. All right, I do know this. I'll say this before I get back to the painting. Whenever things get closer to normal, where we can all get together and gather here at the studio, which is really what this studio was built and made for. I haven't revealed anything from the studio besides this section, because I do want it to be a place where you can come and watch these Art Life Lives in person. So we'll get to that one day, but in the meantime, I'm gonna get back to this. So someone asked, have I ever painted Bob Ross? Yes, I have, believe it or not. One of my favorite paintings, actually. Whoa. So of all the portraits that I've done, I've had this discussion with my friends before. They said, all the portraits that I've done, who would I want to have dinner with? And I would love to sit down with Tupac Shakur and Barack Obama, President Obama. I think that conversation would be very interesting, to say the least. Two other people that I would love to have a conversation with, man, maybe like, and now again, those are two people from different backgrounds, different walks of life. Now imagine, Steve Jobs and Jay-Z. Two innovators of their time. So those are some just off the top of my head. All right, let's get to my favorite part about this. I'm gonna get little brushes, nice and full. I'm gonna keep some water in this. You guys are ready for this. Let's go to the wide camera for this one. All right. If you don't think that throwing paint is fun, you haven't thrown paint before. All right, that is nothing else to do there. Let's get some white. Let's start filling in these eyes. Really start bringing this portrait to life. The eyes on this image. So I did this one a lot when I was on tour last year. It's been a while since I painted it, but every time, those eyes stand out. So have I ever done a spray paint only painting? Yes. It's been a while, but I used to do graffiti when I used to paint when I was younger, so you can see I dabbled in some of those. All right, I'm gonna add, I don't know what color this is gonna be. Like a turquoise. It's a little green, a little blue. You do whatever you want. So his eyes in this, the lighting in the original image is just very bright. And let's see, I'm gonna go back with this skin tone. And kind of block in some of these angles. These are very distinctive angles. Excuse me. Not COVID, promise. So I'm doing corrections right now. You just asked, how do I make corrections on paintings? You just paint over it. All I'm using is paint, and if something doesn't look right, you get more paint and you add more paint to it. It's really that simple. If you're drawing, luckily they make erasers, or you can just add more on top of that. So don't stop what you're doing, actually keep going. And here's the thing, if that piece that you're working on is not a masterpiece, you just spend a session learning how to fix your mistakes. At least get that from the session. Yeah, there's another. All right, so someone asked, what type of canvas is this? This is, hold on, excuse me one second. This is just a black canvas. It's cotton, and it's gessoed black. Adding some blue just because I want to. No particular reason why. We'll bring you closer to show you. Mr. Ziggy Stardust, AKA David Bowie. Let's ditch these brushes. What was the question? Oh yeah, so someone asked, do I ever have my children take part in painting? Yes, we do a lot of our projects at home, whether they're like our own personal paint nights or just coming here in the studio. We do a lot of that. Let's see, I think I need to add more, something to his eyes. I feel like there's too much shadow in his eyes. This is the part where, again, a lot of people are asking, how do I fix mistakes or do I make any? I make a lot of mistakes, but right now I feel like there's too much shadows around his eyes and I want to block it in. So I'm just going to go on top of what I already did. Feels a little too much like his eyelashes are, even though he has very prominent eyelashes. Just going to fill in around it. We're gonna leave that how it is. Let's get some white, start filling in the outside, and then this David Bowie will be done very soon. I wish I had my paint roller for this one. All right, just finished up this David Bowie painting. Take one last look. I'm gonna bring you a little closer to get some last details, and then we'll wrap things up after this 2 Painting Art Life Live. Take one last look. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this Art Life Live session. We try to go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but either way, be sure to subscribe, turn your post notifications on so you never miss an Art Life Live episode. If you're wondering how you can support these live streams, you can always visit garibaldiarts.com/shop. All those prints and merch supports these live sessions. Also, you can share this video. You can slide it in someone's DM. All that helps support this live stream. All right, let's head back to the desk so we can take another look before we wrap things up. All right, let me turn them around. I got it. Yep. All right, welcome back, everybody. All right, here we go in 3, 2, and... All right, welcome back. I broke a sweat at the end of that. You guys can see it over my shoulder. It's a lot smaller now, but Mr. Bowi hanging out behind us. So today's two paintings, the Anderson Paak and the David Bowie. Usually after these live streams, I usually put the full version up within a week after it's created. So you'll always see the paintings created live here first, and then the rest of the world gets to see it. So that's why I appreciate you guys watching these live streams, because what we end up sharing with the world in these videos, after I post them, most of them on Instagram, I mean, they could range anywhere from tens of thousands of views to, we have a handful that are, 1.5 million views on Instagram. So you get to see it here first, and I appreciate that. Let's do some shout outs before we sign off. Let's see, let me make sure what time it is. Oh, we're good on time, good. All right, so let's do some shout outs. Let me know where you're tuning in from, where are you at in the world. I wanna shout you out, our Art Life family. Let's see, there we go. The comments went away. All right, there we go. Just checking on the comments down here on Instagram and TikTok. Right now, I see, so Steven said you should do Danny Avila or the Chainsmokers, a suggestion for next time. Let's see, I see Christina in Tucson, Arizona. Welcome, sending love out to Arizona. I see Anthony in Sacktown on Instagram. Lauren Araya in Chile, welcome. Shannon Hamilton in Toronto, and on Facebook in Norway. Let's see, Caden on Facebook, you're watching from Montana. Montana is the only state I haven't been to, so I cannot wait to go there. I want a real Montana experience. So let's see, Amanda Bradford, watching from Detroit, thank you for coming back. I see on Instagram, Sacramento. I see North Carolina. Someone said I should do 21 Pilots. And also, they're from Arizona. A lot of sweat coming down. Let's see. So Arizona, I'm gonna check back in over here. Someone else said do Outcast. Let's do this. What do you guys want me to paint next time? Is there a theme that you have in mind? Today we didn't have a theme, but I just wanted to get some creative ideas out. It was fun. Let's see. Just checking some comments down here on Instagram. We have someone else tuning in from, looks like Mozambique, Africa. Welcome. So Jeanville said I should do The Weeknd. Interesting, awesome. Actually did him last time, so. Someone said I should do Greta Thunberg. All right, Basquiat. You know what? I haven't done a Basquiat painting. Maybe I should do that for the next live session. All right. I want to share a quick story with you. The last couple days, a lot of craziness has been happening. Like, I'll share one quick story. I spilled this huge gallon of paint outside the front of my studio, and it actually came down the back of my car, so my whole bumper was like filled full of paint. It went on the ground. I thought, cool, let's wash this down. So I go get my hose, and I start washing it down, thinking that I'm doing a good job. I look behind me, and this blue paint water is like just spilling out into the street or into the parking lot. Now I'm like, all right, now I'm in big trouble. So after I eventually get it cleaned up. Yesterday I was having, some other car trouble. And then this morning, I was in the Starbucks drive-thru line, and I went to go pay for my Impossible breakfast sandwich and my grande cold brew with nothing in it. I like it black. And they said the car in front of you paid for your food. Now, the person was probably just doing a simple gesture, not thinking that they're gonna have a big impact on anyone besides just doing a good deed. And you know what? When I realized what they had done for me, it actually did do something for me. Because of how crazy the last couple days were, it just reminded me to just not let those things bother me, and to know that good will come. And even good that, that person buying my Starbucks was still kind enough to do. So I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know, what stress you're dealing with, but I just want to encourage you that good is to come, and to just keep holding on. So do me a quick favor, I have a few new posts on my Instagram. Go comment on my 3 most recent Instagram posts of the Bruce Lee and Conor McGregor. And also, if you watch this live, go comment on there and say I watched your Art Life Live. And we won't be on Friday. I'll be traveling this weekend, so I won't be live this Friday. We'll be back beginning of next week on hopefully Monday. So, and always check my different platforms for new videos as always. So thank you TikTok, thank you Instagram, thank you everyone on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. I appreciate you taking time to watch this, to spend time with us, to create together. Hopefully one day we get to all do this and create in a room together. Until then, my name is David Garibaldi, and this is Art Life Live. Take one last look at that David Bowie right behind me. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in.